I can't explain my anxiety to record, to stabilise, even aggrandise the phenomena of life passing through me. It's a big wondering. Paintings and writing have been my lifelong companions. They've been in the public eye for most of my life. Information, entertainment, occasionally understanding, for me, for others. As a community member, I have responded to living in a particular place and time, exposed to its virtues and fault lines, groping for ways to express what is happening here. I wanted to challenge the clichés and stereotypes, to tell truths that respect and dignify the situation of Central Australia, mindful that these might be unpleasant. The tough intensity and rawness of life in the town's fringe camps resounds with the knuckle of oppression. Within a day of being here, the disparities of distinctly different worldviews is sheeted home to the most casual, even disinterested person. I chose to live away from the embrace of the coastal cities and to venture into the frontier. Frontiers have surplus information. All places are special, but few have as much projected myth upon them as Central Australia, where the poignancy of colonisation stares you in the eye. All appearances seem significant, be they of the land or its people. How to relate these without too much distortion? To work a compromise between abstraction and realism. It's tempting to capitulate, to be seduced by my instinct for beauty. But you might say,
I don't think we'll be living at Charles Gate, but we might come back here.
I'll be happy about that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Just as happy as you are.
Yeah, I'm really happy for my wife, and the little one is born in Adelaide. That's yeah, gee, we had a big party at station.
Well, I'll be out early in the morning for you. Summer rains had replenished the waterholes. We swam a lot during these warmer months in the pool by the telegraph station. We'd usually pick up some kids from Whitegate and squeeze them into the car. One Saturday afternoon, John Hayes, Xavier and Bartholomew joined us. The kids swam with Ronya and me. Close to the car park was an enclosure that held peacocks, emus and kangaroos. The men stayed up at the enclosure and inspected the kangaroos with the kind of professional eye farmers run across their herds. Xavier tried to coax one to a more secluded spot by the car park behind a hill so that he could kill it and take it home. John joked that the enclosure provided the camp at nearby Middle Park with regular meat. I had a crook gut, spasms of jabbing pain and vile flatulence, which I believed to be Giardia. Meals rushed through me. I tried the standard treatments from a variety of doctors in town. Nothing worked. Aranya suggested stewing up a bath of leaves from the native fuchsia, and I immersed in this for half an hour. Later that day, he sang his healing song over me. Out came the tobacco tin of fat. He then told me about the little birds that sucked the moisture from insects they caught. This medicine would make my guts less moist. Aranya puffed the fat and then handed it to me.
Gotta be doing more homework on that, my son.
There were no dramatic improvements. The cycle persisted. I complained to David of a terrific stomach cramp that had overcome me. He told me he could fix it. It's probably from infected water, David. Giardia, I reckon. He asked if I'd been out in the season's first hot north wind. Yeah. The north wind had rattled the pale pink gums, splitting their skin. Their bark had burst and buckled over the ground a battalion of arched corpses. They stood glistening in their white shafts. The wind also caused the red gum leaves to drizzle their annual white, sugary flakes. Raffy had spent some of the morning harvesting handfuls of this apulge, patting the dandruff into balls of chewing gum. "I'm doctor for wind sickness," David said. "Already I mended 3 people from Charles Creek since morning time." He asked me to remove my shirt. "Kumanaguk, Raffy," he said and motioned to him. "Bring glass from kitchen." And he placed both hands firmly on my gut and wrenched anti-clockwise several times and spat blood into the glass perhaps half a dozen times while making a clicking noise in his mouth. He wiped his hands on his stomach and repeated the process. I got up feeling completely comfortable. The sweating and shits didn't bother me again for several months. Process of collecting the required images could take as long as 3 to 5 years.
Well, like what would be a practical example of that? Let's take maybe Big Rooster.
What I wanted to do, although you may not sense that in that image of Edward confronting that lady with a chook, was to make this kind of bizarre confrontation. I took all that primary photograph to Edward, and he said, "Why not put it outside Big Rooster? Rooster and Rooster." And I said, "That's a bloody great idea. Yeah, why not put it outside Big Rooster?"
When you got the photos, what's your next step? How do you collate them?
I bring them all I use a photocopier to bring them all into black and white tonal condition, then scale them, play with the scale, cut and paste, change all the scales around and truncate bodies, all that sort of thing. I do all the design, the layout sort of area in that.
And this is on a relatively small scale, is it?
Yes, it's on, sort of fits into about that scale.
Yeah, sort of, yep.
Yeah,
and then
I can read out the rhythms and the geometry, the underlying abstract program.